All right, man. Keith Thurman apparently is coming back versus Brock Jarvis March 12th in Australia. The rumor is that he is basically setting up a fade with Tim Tszyu for the summer. Now, I was hearing Tim Tszyu father said he wanted his son to, start training, um, start training in the U.S. I mean, training in Russia, I guess, to get some of that toughness back. And I feel like Tim Tszyu just made some bad decisions over the course of his immediate career. I think as far as continuing versus Fondor, and I just think when you feel like you got something to prove, nobody talks about that emotional aspect of it, where you feel like you have something to prove to somebody, and what makes you feel like you have something to prove. That chip on your shoulder, it's your emotions. It's your emotions that make you feel like you have something to prove to the people. And I feel like he went in that fight, even though it was a freak accident that he got elbowed and he got cut. He felt like he has something to prove. He felt like he legitimately has something to prove. And I think, him going out his way to kind of pretty much tell, show people that he has something to prove. And I just think that pretty much backfired on him. I feel like that legitimately backfired on him. Like, okay, I got something to prove and I want to show people that I'm the best and I'm the greatest and blase this and blase that. Like, I just feel that at the end of the day, you don't have much to prove, bro. Go out there. He let his emotions get there. He wanted to continue. This is why your corner got to save you from yourself. And then on top of that, feeling like, he wanted to show that, he that guy. What happened in addition to that? What ended up happening was, he rushed into another fight, with Bakram Mazaliev. He was just in a rush. When at the end of the day, he should have just been careful and took his time. He should have been careful and took his time. That's it. I like the activity, but it was just, you shouldn't have continued on versus Fondor. And then maybe it was how can I say it? It was I'm winning and I probably can beat this dude with one hand if I needed to. He was in control, and then Fondor did some things when he seen that cut that he customarily don't do. You might ask, what are those things that he did that, he normally doesn't do? And that's fight behind his height and his jab and, fight patient. And I say that all the time. You get that from, you legitimately tend to get those rushed and erratic fighters. You tend to get that from fighters that's young. You see it with big league pitchers. You see that with big league pitchers, where a lot of big league pitchers, they think because they can throw 100 miles an hour, they can blow everybody out the water. And they find out only thing you really doing is blowing that arm out. And then once they start feeling, arm and shoulder pain, you know what I'm saying? Then all of a sudden now it's like, okay, let me throw change up. Let me learn this. No, we told you to throw change up. It was this funny meme going around Facebook where they had Bill Weathers, remember he said, I know. You know what I'm saying? And they had this funny meme where basically, it was like when you tell your teenager something and all they do is say, I know. And that's what a lot of these young fighters think. A lot of these young people think they know everything. And if you're fortunate enough to have somebody by your side to give you the game, if you're fortunate enough to have somebody by your side to give you the game, you know what I'm saying? your parents, brother, your older brothers and sisters and all them, you know, uh, you know, uh, you know, so he don't listen to his corner, listen to his dad. And I think now that he lost and had a couple losses, now you see Tszyu, his father, stepping in. Now you see his father stepping in. So, and I just think, that is what it is. His father probably would have stopped that fight. So obviously you see Thurman and Tszyu summer fight, possible non-pay-per-view. It says Thurman and Tszyu can meet this summer in a non-pay-per-view. The two were supposed to meet last March 30th. Thurman suffered a bicep injury. Um, Thurman will return March 12th against Brock Jarvis in Sydney, Australia. Tszyu is also taking a tune-up fight before they meet in the summer. Thurman and Tszyu, who could see their canceled fight from last year, be rescheduled for the summer as a non-pay-per-view, said Dan Raphael on his site. So for the most part, Tszyu is going to tune up, and then he's going to get right back in the mix and take on this guy. And we'll see how Keith look, and if Keith can make it through two camps for this time this year, that'd be surprising. Keith can make two camps. But on the other side of it as well too is if Keith can fight twice this year. And if he is going out his way fighting twice this year for Keith Thurman, then that means probably needs some money. Anytime he was only looking for big fights like Pacquiao, he was good financially, but when you add additional miles to your family, he added his wife from overseas. She probably didn't got Americanized by now. When you start adding them people to the pot, that money started drying up real fast. And that's just the fact. That money started drying up fast. So yeah. So of course he need to fight. And it's hard to when you stop doing something and you ain't as young, or when you stop doing something, it's hard to get back in the mix, to get your body and pick it back up. It's hard to whip it back to fight. So I'm not sure he gonna be able to pick it back up. I'm not sure he gonna be able to really pick the rhythm up. But if he can pick it back up, credit to him. Credit to him. But like I said before, I like it. I don't know who Tszyu is going to be his opponent. That's a great question. But I like it. I like it. So it's a fight I look forward to, and, at the end of the day, Keith seemed like he going to campaign at 54. And it's probably hard with him, at that weight. It's probably hard for him at that weight to, in my opinion, to get down to 47. I mean, at that age, it's hard to probably get down to 147 pounds. So, I mean, shit. But yeah, I think it's a good fight. I think, Tszyu need to heal, take some more than needed time off. And he probably just need to heal. He probably just need to heal. But for the most part, he ain't gonna want to heal. He ain't gonna want to heal. He want to get back in the mix. He just want to prove something. And one thing he gonna prove a lot of people who think he wasn't that guy right. And it ain't because he ain't talented enough, because he emotional. He trying to go out there and prove something. Sometimes you got to chill out. But apparently he gonna kind of stake his claim back in Australia. The events would be better. The money would be better. So that'd be the smarter thing to do, is just stake his claim back in Australia. I think that's the smart thing to do. That's the smart thing to do. But I'm interested to see what Keith Thurman got. Now, that's a great question. Both of these guys probably could be an upset alert, and both of these guys may not make it through their next camp. That's the crazy shit about it. That's the funny thing. Both of these guys may not make it through their next camp. Both of these guys could get upset. Because it seemed like Tszyu still ain't taking enough time off. If we being completely honest, it seemed like Tszyu still ain't taking enough time off. So it is what it is, man. Let me know what you girls and guys think. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notification, increase your chance, get notifications. We go live or drop video. Hit the link tree, find me on X, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Amazon, Kick, Twitch, the whole nine. Appreciate the love and support. Let me know what you girls and guys think in the comment section. Join the Patreon. It's the only link in the description. Appreciate y'all. Peace.